all-new multi-purpose skills hub is supporting young people seeking opportunities to build their dream businesses, gain decent work, and transform their lives. The Skills Hub offers incredible services for next to nothing. These services include Youth Enterprise Services, where we support you to start, grow, and sustain their businesses. Our incubation and acceleration services come with priority access to curated library, mentoring and coaching, as well as business advisory services at the Skills Hub. Youth Employment Services, preparing youth for the world of work, and innovative supportive services and facilities providing events and meeting spaces with customizable seating capacity of 5 to 65, co-working spaces for young entrepreneurs who may not have office space to operate, high-speed internet cafe, a copy center, and others, special packages for the most sought after entrepreneurship skills, employability skills, digital skills, life skills, and financial literacy for individuals and organizations. The Skills Hub is open to every young person who wants to land their dream jobs or contracts. It's time to take charge of your future. Now visit the Skills Hub at Toyota Building at American House Traffic Lights on the Labaleshe Road, East Lagos. all-new multi-level skills hub is supporting young people seeking opportunities to build their dream businesses, gain decent work, and transform their lives. The Skills Hub offers incredible services for next to nothing. These services include youth enterprise services, where we support you to start, grow, and sustain their businesses. Our incubation and acceleration services come with priority access to curated library, mentoring, and coaching, as well as business advisory services at the Skills Hub. Youth employment services, preparing youth for the world of work, and innovative supportive services and facilities providing events and meeting spaces with customizable seating capacity of 5 to 65, co-working spaces for young entrepreneurs who may not have office space to operate, high-speed internet cafe, a copy center, and others, special packages for the most sought-after entrepreneurship skills. The all-new Multi-Purpose Skills Hub is supporting young people seeking opportunities to build their dream businesses, gain decent work, and transform their lives. The Skills Hub offers incredible services for next to nothing. These services include youth enterprise services, where we support you to start, grow, and sustain their businesses. Our incubation and acceleration services come with priority access to curated library, mentoring, and coaching, as well as business advisory services at the Skills Hub. Youth employment services, preparing youth for the world of work, and innovative supportive services and facilities providing events and meeting spaces with customizable seating capacity of 5 to 65, co-working spaces for young entrepreneurs who may not have office space to operate, high-speed internet cafe, a copy center, and others, special packages for the most sought-after entrepreneurship skills, employability skills, digital skills, life skills, and financial literacy for individuals and organizations. The Skills Hub is open to every young person who wants to land their dream jobs or contracts. It's time to take charge of your future. Now visit the Skills Hub at Toyota Building at American House Traffic Lights on the La Barleshi Road, East Legon. The all-new multi-purpose Skills Hub is supporting young people seeking opportunities to build their dream businesses, gain decent work, and transform their lives. The Skills Hub offers incredible services for next to nothing. These services include Youth Enterprise Services, where we support you to start, grow, and sustain their businesses. Our incubation and acceleration services come with priority access to curated library, mentoring and coaching, as well as business advisory services at the Skills Hub. Youth Employment Services, preparing youth for the world of work, and innovative supportive services and facilities providing events and meeting spaces with customizable seating capacity of 5 to 65, co-working spaces for young entrepreneurs who may not have office space to operate, high-speed internet cafe, a copy center, and others, special packages for the most sought after entrepreneurship skills, employability skills, digital skills, life skills, and financial literacy for individuals and organizations. The Skills Hub is open to every young person who wants to land their dream jobs or contracts. It's time to take charge of your future. Now visit the Skills Hub at Toyota Building at American House Traffic Lights on the Laobao-Leshi Road, East Legon.
all in our seats. I would also Pastor Andrews. Pastor Andrews is a man of God who is going to commit this particular event into the good hands of the Lord. Put us all in a very spiritual mood before we start. So, Pastor Andrews.
God. So anytime that you start something and you begin with the name of the Lord, you begin to succeed in advance. That is why it's important that we start today's event in the name of the Lord. So we are going to pray. God has been indeed faithful to Yota and the Skills Hub. God has indeed been merciful unto this venture. And so it is important that we give thanks unto God. That is why we are going to pray this prayer. Father, we thank you this evening. We thank you for what you have done. We thank you, oh God, for your awesome faithfulness that you have shown. Even Yota over the past 1 year, Father, we hereby lift up prayers this evening and we decree and declare that let, oh God, your hand be released over this gathering in the name of Jesus. Father, we hereby decree and declare, let your original intent, let your purpose for this gathering, let it be made manifest in the name of Jesus. Father, we hereby decree and declare, let your spirit of excellence that was upon even Daniel, let that spirit of excellence be released over this gathering in the name of Jesus. We hereby decree and declare that, oh God, by your spirit, let everything that pertains to this gathering, let it go according to the way you have originally ordained for it to go in the name of Jesus. We hereby decree and declare by the power of prayer that this is indeed the day that you have made. Therefore, we mark this day for success. We mark this event for success. We hereby decree and declare that there's nothing that will go contrary to your will and your purpose for this event in the name of Jesus. Father, we hereby decree and declare that, oh God, come and have your way in this gathering and let your name be glorified in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Thank you very much, Pastor Andrews, for that powerful prayer. I'm sure because of this prayer, we're all going to be in a very good mood for this event. Indeed, today is a very great day. Today is the day where we mark 1 year of the Skills Hub. 12 months of very good things happening here at the Yota Skills Hub. I'm sure a lot of you have been part of that journey and you have seen where the Skills Hub presently is at the moment. So it's very important that we are all here today to celebrate this very, very, very important day. I have in the midst of, we have in our midst very important personalities for this event. Actually, some of them are still on their way, and we are going to be graced by really important dignitaries for this particular 1 year anniversary that we are celebrating. For those of you who know a little about the Skills Hub, and those of you who may have very little information about the Skills Hub, I'll try to summarize quickly what the Yota Skills Hub is all about and why we are even here in the first place. So the Yota Skills Hub is a skills hub for young people, which was set up as a result of one of the many projects that we run here at Yota, which is the Paceway project, of which a lot of you young people are beneficiaries. So the Skills Hub was launched in 2019 officially, just effectively to start mobilizing a lot of youth around the country, about 1,200 youth, and to connect them with job opportunities. The Paceway project was actually launched in 2019, but the Skills Hub in itself started some point last year. And today, for that reason, we are here to commemorate the 1 year anniversary of the Skills Hub. What you would realize is that in terms of progress, we've made a lot of massive progress with the Skills Hub. Even just in the mere shape of it, when you go into the Skills Hub today, if you were there a year ago, a lot of things look different. So all of these successes are the reasons why we are here. It's very important that when you put in a lot of hard work, sometimes you pause, reflect on the journey you have come along, and then pat yourself on the back. Again, you also look at some of the challenges that you might have encountered and reflect on those challenges and use that as an important way to sort of make further progress. So that's just a little brief about the Skills Hub. We have, again, I mentioned that we have some really key persons with us today, very important personalities that are gracing our event. And I'll just take a minute to just acknowledge and introduce some of these guests and participants that we have in our midst. So we have in our midst, and this is in no particular order, please. So we have in our midst Josiah Eyison, who is from the Ghana Hub Network. Please, if you are here, Josiah, just give us a wave, and then we can all see you. Yeah. Thank you very much, Josiah, for making time for this event. We also have Favor from iSpace Foundation. Yes, that's Favor. Yes, looking very beautiful in the corner. Thank you for coming. We also have a group from ALX and The Room. ALX, if you're here, can you just give us a hand wave? ALX, or they're yet to be here. All right. Then we have Lead Monga. We have Dominic, Sepenu, and Goka. Please, are you here with us? I'm sure they're yet to arrive. All right. Then we have Akinimo from the Creative Economy. Please, are you here? Yes. Akinimo at the back there. Can we give him a round of applause? We also have in our midst Paul Agbaye from Unilever Ghana. Paul, are you here with us? I'm sure Paul is still on his way, and once he's here, we would give him a rousing welcome. We also have some students from the University of Ghana, the premier university. Are there any students from the University of Ghana here? Yes, great, yes. We actually have our guitarist, Obi the guitarist from University of Ghana, so can we give him a round of applause? Yeah. And of course, we would like to acknowledge the presence of the clients of our Skills Hub, the very reason we are here. We would like to acknowledge people who have used the Skills Hub or use the Skills Hub. Can you please give us a wave from wherever you are? This is users of the Skills Hub, please. I'm expecting to see a lot of hands wave. You're very shy people, yeah? All right, thank you. And then we also have some members of the Glorious Church here. Are they here with us? Members of the Glorious Church. Okay, they're also still on their way. Also very important group that we are going to acknowledge is the Paceway beneficiaries. Paceway project beneficiaries. Please, are you here? Raise your hands, can you wave? One of the very important reasons why the Skills Hub was put together. So at this juncture, I would like to say that we are on course. We have a very important dignitary who is yet to arrive, and when she does, I would introduce her, and we would all give her a rousing welcome. But at this juncture, I would want to call on Emmanuel Eduji, if he's here. Yes, okay, yeah. We're waiting for Emmanuel, who will be here to give us our opening remarks. Obi, the guitarist. Okay, sure. So now we have Emmanuel. Yeah, Emmanuel is on his way. Emmanuel Eduji is the Executive Director for Youth Opportunity and Transformation in Africa. We are We are happy to have him here in our midst. He's going to give us the very opening remarks. Once he settles in, we're going to have Emmanuel come up to give us the opening remarks. Before that then, we would have Obi, the guitarist, if he's ready, to quickly take us through a wonderful musical interlude while we wait for the rest of our guests to settle in. So let's pause, take some time, and Obi would serenade us with some beautiful, beautiful music. Let's give him a round of applause while he prepares to join us. Please, we can do better. It looks like the energy in the room. Yeah, thank you so much. Obi, the crowd is yours.
Cover artist and guitarist. believe, falling for you like a deep within the knees. That's when I see you, I feel to steal the keys to your heart again. My baby bad, my baby good, my baby all the things I need. My baby bust up the silent song. She bust up the silent song. My baby bad, my baby good, my baby all the things I need. She bust up the silent song. Steady up, it's your phone. I wanna take a picture so this will last longer for me. Take my secrets, get them like precious money. I never want to hear why I sing for you. Yes, I believe, I'm falling for you like a deep within the knees. When I see you, I feel to steal the keys to your heart again. Yes, I believe, I'm falling for you like a deep within the knees. So when I see you, I feel to steal the keys to your heart again. My baby bad, my baby good, my baby all the things I need. My baby bust up the silent song. She bust up the silent song. My baby bad, my baby good, my baby all the things I need. She bust up the silent song. My melody so strong too. Girl, I want you and only you. And you might tell me that day for you. Pump the question I used to do. I will fight you. I will fight you. I will fight for you. Would you dance if I ask you to dance? Would you run, never look back? Would you cry if you saw me right? Would you sing my song tonight? Would you tremble if I touched your lips? Would you let oh, please tell me this. Now would you die for the one you love? Would you in your arms tonight? I can be your hero, baby. I can dance away the pain. Now we stay by you forever. You can't see my breath away, baby girl. I can be your hero, baby. And I can dance away the pain. Now we stay by you forever. You can't take my breath away. Would you swing? That you know is different. Would you laugh? Would you run and hide? Am I in too deep? Never lost my mind. I don't feel your heat tonight. So baby, would you swing? Did you always be mine? Would you laugh? Would you run and hide? Am I in too deep? Never lost my mind. I don't feel your heat tonight. And I can be your hero, baby. And I can kiss away the pain. Now we stay by you forever. Baby, you can say this is my song, you know better. You for you, I'm doing my own. Me now, yeah. Some my people boy, oh see me, one man see it. Me now what you do, oh do you como te oh do you como si a mí si yo do you wait como a mí si sanoti oh baby was you oh baby was you see the river now so no oh baby more than me oh say my name I want to live away. We don't prove I would guitarist. I'm a cover artist and guitarist. I do all events, weddings, parties, engagements, anything music. I don't do funerals though. I'll be the one that I come to you tonight. Say they want to go pick me a weekend. I picture the things I will do to you tonight. You for Sunday run from me again. Oh baby girl, back no more, no more talk. And if you say you want me, all the way to dream when I see you. Baby girl, back no more, no more talk. And if you say you want me, all the way to dream when I see you. Sing for you like you do the thing. Even love you go be, oh baby. You been a mayo, makuma suadio. No kwenda mibo, Audrey. You been a mayo, unimi badia. Audrey, I no go play with your love, darling. You give me joy, joy. Nobody did like you, my love. You give me joy, joy. Now go give you it. Enjoy me. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Obi. Please let's give it up to Obi again. Let's give Obi a much louder round. Obi has put us in a very good place now. I didn't want it to stop, but at some point we have to progress with the program that we're here for. There's still going to be more of Obi, so let's stay tuned to hear more from Obi as the day progresses. We are live on most of our social media handles, or all of our social media handles. So please, I would want us to do a quick exercise. Just come out, take out your mobile phones, and follow us on all our social media handles at Yota Rising. So when you go to Facebook, in the search button, just go at Yota Rising, and you would see us streaming live on Facebook, and you can like and share the content that is currently streaming on Facebook. We're also on Twitter and Instagram at the same handle, or on the same handle, at Yota Rising. You can also connect the Wi-Fi if you're having any trouble with the internet. Connect to the Wi-Fi, which is the name of the network is Skills Hub Wi-Fi, and the username is SH at 1, the numeral 1. So the internet name is Skills Hub Wi-Fi. The username is SH1. That is Skills Hub at 1. Hello. I'm having trouble with my stuff. Okay, good. So just go to Skills Hub Wi-Fi, SH at 1, and the password is today. The word today, TODAY. Then you can have internet connection to follow us on all the social media handles I have just shared at Yota Rising. We would be joined very shortly by some important dignitaries in our midst. But before we do that, for those of you who I didn't acknowledge your presence, it's not because I forgot. I deliberately left it to do it again at this point. So let's also acknowledge the presence of, I know this is a very funny one, but let's acknowledge the presence of all the Yota staff. Yota staff, please, are you here? Let's see by hand, the Yota staff. Let me hear some noise. It's a whole match. Come on, Yota staff. It's a whole match. So yes, the Yota staff are also here. We day like we know day. Then we also have ALX. ALX, are you in the room now? Oh, you were already there. Great. Unilever, Paul. Is Paul here now? Paul is still on his way. And then finally, we have someone from Lead Monga. Lead Monga, has the person arrived? Okay, great. Yes, there's a hand. Right, so we would move into the next phase of our program, which would be to hear from our executive director, who will be giving us a keynote or an introductory opening remarks for this particular event. They'll be joining us very, very shortly. Whilst he joins us, I want to know how many of you have successfully been able to share on Facebook. Just show by hand if you've been able to do it. Oh, I can see only one person. Please, can we come out with our phones, please? How many of us here don't have Facebook handles or Facebook accounts? It means everybody does. So please go to @Yota Rising and share the video, the live streaming video that is on our handle. Let's use just 1 minute to do this exercise. Again, there is also a social media hashtag, which is if you want to tweet, that's on Twitter, or follow the conversation that we are having today. Please, you can go with the hashtag at skills hub at 1. So it's hashtag skills hub at. The at is not the symbol, the at is AT1. So right, it's the word at itself, not the symbol. So you can use that hashtag on Twitter, on Facebook. If you're making any post about this particular event, you can do that. Please, how many of you have managed to share? I'm really particular about the sharing because then it tells the whole world that the program of this nature is going on. Anyone who's also been able to do it, or I need to come around and check phones, right? See what we're all doing. So that's how you can share and be part of this event virtually. So for those watching us on Facebook Live, they can also share the link as well, or share the hashtag as well, so that other people can see what is happening. We will be joined again very shortly by the Executive Director of Yota, who will be giving us the opening remarks. At this point in time, I'm just going to check. I'm going to double check on my phone, see how many people are viewing the content on Facebook. Because I know that we are about 50 people already in this room. So if we don't have 50 people online, I know you're watching, you are here, but we want to see you sharing, right? So I would just check what is happening live and see how many people we have. Yeah. Great. So I have only 9 viewers and we have about 50 people here. So how many of you are struggling to get online, please? Is it a challenge or? All right, great. So we have Emmanuel Eduji, who is the Executive Director for Youth Opportunity and Transformation in Africa. He would be opening this event officially with his remarks. And so let's give him a round of applause whilst he makes his way up onto the stage. Please, we can do better with our hand claps. Yeah, sure. Emmanuel is coming, so we just give him a little bit more time. Yeah. So I'm still going on the task of my Facebook, right? So whilst we wait, I still want people to sign up onto Facebook, people to share the video. So maybe what I might do is I'll come round just to see how many of us are sharing. Please, have you? You don't have Facebook. Do you have Twitter, Instagram? It's only WhatsApp. Hey, today we are seeing those who don't have Facebook accounts. Yes. Good. So you like the page? Great. Then scroll up. Scroll up. Just scroll up. Oh, your battery is low. You're supposed to see a live video. Great. This is the live video. So you like it, and then you share. Please, let me see us share. Yes, my dear. Have you done it? Have you shared the video? Great, thank you. I'm still looking for more contact. Boss, please, are you on Facebook? You're not on Facebook. Then we have to create an account for you today. We have to help you. I'll see you later and create an account. Have you shared? Great. Let me check and see if we have. Yes, so the number is going up. I can see it in real time. The number is going up. We just got to 12. But we have about 50 people in here. 50 people in here. So I want to see sharing and liking. Yes, that's our page. So once you see the video, you like it and you share. You should find a live video streaming. Yes, this is the live video. Great. Any more shares and likes here and there, gentlemen? In your lovely kente shirt. Please, have you done that? You've liked and shared. Brilliant. Thank you. So please do. Yeah, great. So we have Emmanuel. Emmanuel is here now. Please let's give him a round of applause, a resounding round of applause while he marks the podium. Please, we can do better. Please. Great. Emmanuel, crowd is yours.
Thank you so much. Can I start with a very big apology, but on that apology to also welcome Her Excellency, the High Commissioner for South Africa in Ghana. You're welcome. Please put your hands together. Thank you so much for coming. It's not every day that you get high-profile dignitaries in your midst like this. So on behalf of all of us in this room, can I please make sure it's off? Can I thank you so much for joining us? And I believe you're going to be very excited about her statement coming up soon. Can you please also help me welcome Jane Parker, who is the International Program Manager for Princess Trust International. The The Princess Trust International is one of the leading development organizations in the UK, and in Ghana they work with a number of partners, including YOTA. We'll hear from her shortly as well. Please also help me welcome Josiah Eyison. He is the chair for the Ghana Hubs Network. You know you are in a hub, right? So we have a network. Currently almost 60 members across the country. And also Josiah is the founder of iSpace, one of the earliest hubs in Ghana. Thank you so much for making time, because I saw him in Damongo and then Nkonya and just 2 days ago. So I was wondering how he managed to be here. But I think there's some really important people here that we need to appreciate. And can I say who that is? It is we ourselves, we the participants. Please help me welcome yourself with a big... The reason we need to do that is because I think we've delayed the start, and I really want to apologize profusely for that. But we promise to still end on the closing time, which is at about 7. And so instead of a proper opening, there's an echo. Can you check that for us? So instead of a proper speech, can I use the opportunity to just say that a year ago, we opened this space for young people to come as a safe space to do many things. At the Skills Hub, you can have access to different services. So if you're a young startup, you don't want to spend your initial funds to rent an office, to hire space, to pay for the electricity and so on, you're welcome to join us here. If you are a small business, an SME, same, we have facilities. Make sure that you leave here with a flyer or a brochure that tells you a lot more about our work. The first year has taught us a number of lessons, and we are just taking off into a whole 10-year strategic plan, of course, of the wider YOTA family, but more specifically about the Skills Hub. So we welcome you on this journey. We want you to be part of shaping this vision and getting through with all of the activities that are lined up. So that's really all I would say for now because of time. We're going to try to push everything quickly. The next activity would have been to have a large panel, about 4 people, but I think we're going to change the direction. Okay. So can I invite Josiah Eyison to the stage for a quick conversation? Please put your hands together for Josiah. Thank you so much, Josiah. I think clearly the work that you do in the innovation space in Ghana is trailblazing. How did it all start? Where is the role for innovation, especially now in our country? So take us in a minute to where it all came from, the iSpace, the Ghana Hubs Network, and then bring us to where we are now, in particular about the role of youth innovation, the tech space, and all of that. I think we have a very good spread of people here from various industries that are interested in this topic.
So, congratulations on the first year. It's a beautiful thing to be in this space. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. And yeah, I mean, this started, 13 years ago. One of the first hubs that established itself in Accra. And to see what the ecosystem is like now. And basically, from that growth, we decided that we needed a network that supported all the hubs, because what we saw was the fact that a lot of opportunities were coming to Accra alone, right? But then entrepreneurship, as we know, exists outside of Accra as well. So we were looking for ways in which we had to kind of bring all the networks or the other hubs together so that we can support them much more. And then hence the Ghana Hubs Network. And I think around 2016, you kind of saw the mushroom growth of hubs. So far, we have probably about 120 plus hubs spread across. But the recognized hubs, and when we say recognized hubs, are hubs that have already either registered, operating, and they have a mandate, and then they operate all together. Wow, I feel famous now. They operate as hubs, so they work under government regulations with NEIP, with all other agencies. So far we have about 56 to 60 recognized in that sense. And I think when you talk about the youth, they're the reason why we see the innovation as we see today. Because when we first started, it was very hard to even find developers, right? So we had to kind of create programs like coding programs to train people how to code, because our university was doing their bit, but we needed to do more. And now we've seen a lot of women also coming into the space. So I think innovation exists because the youth, as you say right now, Andela came to Ghana and to support our remote working agenda and strategy that we have. And we were able to match up with the rest of the world because the youth are doing amazing things. Because right now when you see a lot of the technology that you see, people creating apps, people creating websites, and digital economy, really, they're doing it. And Corona kind of made us look internal, right? And a lot of these businesses survived because of the innovation of the youth. And they are using technology more than anything else, and they are the reason why the hubs are doing what it is that they're doing. So I think the youth and for me, the movement that they played in hubs, even growing in itself, is something that cannot be underlooked, right? So yeah, we're grateful for that.
Yeah.
Don't go.
And the point about spread is that it shouldn't be an Accra thing. It shouldn't be a capital city situation. I saw you in Damongo. I saw you in Biakuye district. What's going on in the innovation space outside of Accra?
See, so for my Accra people, don't hate me for this. There's a lot of great, beautiful things happening outside of Accra, right? See, so when you go to these areas, you look at agri-tech, for example, right? Now, the agriculture industry over Damongo, for example, because when you think about the north, you think, oh, it's dry and everything else, but it actually isn't. People doing great agricultural stuff over there and using technology to do that, right? Then when you go to the Volta, man, the Volta is beautiful. The mountains, and it's just mind-blowing, right? So you think about the forestry, what can we do to preserve all of those? And we met some students, some young girl that started off a business, and she gave up because of lack of funding, right? And so having conversations with us, she said, okay, she's gonna try it again. And she's moving into culture, so fashion, handbags, selling of the beads and all of that. See, so their approach to entrepreneurship is entirely different from what you see in Accra. They are responding to their local need, whereas in Accra, a lot of us are creating businesses just for the sake of creating businesses because a lot of the problems that we have has already been solved, right? So you see that when you go up north and even in the Volta, the youth are much more engaged in entrepreneurship. And I think, yeah, they're very passionate. And I think the hubs, we also need to do more. And I think where Accra has an advantage is because we have access to all of these things. And some of you just have to look at ways in which you can mentor some of these people in these areas, right? If you are looking at agriculture, for example, look at livestock. How do you connect with somebody from the north to bring livestock down here? You can make money out of it. You don't necessarily have to be creating technology. You're just creating value. And in Accra, if I bring a cow all the way from the north down here, you can charge 1,000 to 2,000 cedis for it. You don't have to be the heads person. You can can fund somebody up north for them to do it. And that is the advantage of you being in Accra, because your market is ready. So connecting with those people, and I think that's what I saw when I was going around. But the spirit over there is much more youthful than in Accra. So you have competition, and you have to find ways in which you can mentor those people. So, yeah.
No, that's really great. And so when you spoke, there are two things I picked. One, funding. And I think there are many people here who want to know, are the hubs supposed to provide funding, or are they providing any form of funding? Or do they themselves have to find these resources, whether financial, technical, in order to function? What's the finance structure of these hubs?
Great question. So it works in two ways, yes and no, right? Hubs generally provide you with the resources that you need, so the training, spaces, and everything else. Technically speaking, if we were to charge you for every single one of them, right, you will not be able to afford it. So some of the expertise that we give you in itself is funding, that's one, right? Two, the hubs themselves are struggling to gain funds. So they themselves have to raise funds anyway, right? So we can fund some of your seed or ideation stage, right? So our work is to then help you to then create from ideation to then you go MVP stage, then help you with the next stage of funding that you require. So I know and I feel your pain as entrepreneurs. You come to hubs and then you expect them to give you money. It's difficult when it doesn't come into light, but don't blame the hubs, because the hubs themselves are looking for funds to sustain their business. What the hubs can do, though, is give you the training that you require to point you in the right direction for you to get the funds, right? So what you actually need to ask from hubs is what or where do I need to go to get funding? And then the next question is, how are you going to prepare me to go and get that funding, right? And that's the relationship that you need to have with hubs. It's not, it's almost like, I always say that nobody's been to heaven before, but we all go to church. You don't go and tell your pastor that, tell me somebody's been to heaven before I come to your church, right? You hope that if I come to your church and I follow the principles, then one day I will do this. So it works in the same way. Come to the hub, go through the training programs that we go and we put on, talk to us, we help you put your pitch decks and everything together. Then you ask us, so where else can I go to go get funding, right? Then we point you in the right direction, because paying rent, over here we pay rent 2-3 years in advance. So if a funder gives me, let's say $100,000, do you think the $100,000 don't come to me, because my landlord needs about $50,000 of that already? See, so you pay them 3 years in advance, so that means I'm left with $50K to then pay staff to draw programs. So I don't really have the money to then fund you. But what I can do is I can create the space, I can create the programs that will equip you in ways, we call it the investor readiness program, right? So that you become investor ready. Then we can point you to the likes of the GIZs, the World Banks, and all those other people that want to fund you. So please, have the patience with us, trust hubs, but then push us to also do the right things. That is the important thing here for me anyway.
No, that's really it. But I like the part when you said the hubs can show you the way, they can prepare you for that investment. They may not be able to give you the cash, but they would be able to handhold you through the process. And I think that's one of the fundamental functions of a good hub. Is that right? Okay. Yeah. Did you find that the hubs outside of Accra are specializing in this, or at least they are on the way to that?
They're on the way to that, because again, they themselves are struggling, right? Because they don't have the access to the funds and everything else that we have in Accra. So they are moving in that direction. I think that's what the Ghana Hubs Network needs to do much better, right? We need to look for ways in which we can increase the funding streams for the hubs itself. But right now, under my leadership anyway, we're building capacity, training people how to run hubs, and we're particularly focusing on gender, because gender, diversity, and inclusion, because believe it or not, it's important. Any business that refuses to be diverse and inclusive, you
Josiah, I'm going to stop you there,
right,
because you've just given me the entry point to bring on our August visitor, Esinam Afi Seade. Please join us upstage. Esinam is an international trade consultant, and would you like her to?
Yes,
yeah.
Go in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was looking for a point to bring her on, but you gave me the entry point when you started talking about the role of women. And we were just having a really great conversation with Her Excellency, and she couldn't just stop that whole conversation about inclusiveness. Esinam, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Where is the role of the young girl or the woman in this whole conversation about social innovation, but also tech and this whole business of making money, but also helping society? Do we need women in that space in the first place? And if so, why? Not so you can justify anything. I think you know I know. I just want you to tell us in your own words and maybe some of your own experiences.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. First, I would want to say thank you to the Youth Skills Hub for giving me this unique opportunity to be heard and share some thoughts that I have. I'd also want to pay homage to the Excellency and the special guests that are seated. Thank you very much for gracing this and coming to be with us, young people. I've been doing a bit of entrepreneurship on the side of many other things. And I think the conversation is not really about what the role of women is, but more of how far we are advancing, because it is a niche area that has been created for us already. Or let's say we've always had a slot, or we've always had our plats. So it's not about what role, so that it's about we wanted to justify our position and we need to be there because we want to tell you that we have to be there. But we're already there. And so what are we doing while we are there?
Right.
Okay? And to answer that question, it's a lot with making the best use of opportunities that are equally available for everybody, irrespective of the gender. So hubs are creating opportunities or platforms, right? And are saying, come in, whoever you are, okay? But have a better understanding that we would hold your hand a bit firmer and would lead you more if you have the need for it. I have met women who sometimes prove to us or don't even give us the impression they need extra help. And it is because sometimes some of them are naturally in it to do some of these things within certain capacities. It could be maybe some family trust funds or through certain facilities that have already been created. But for women or for young ladies or people who do not have that opportunity or that agency, how are you capitalizing on the opportunities? How are you capitalizing on the things that have been made available for you? And I think, to sum it all up, a lot of ladies are doing phenomenally well. It's no longer, let's still push, let's even if they are not interested, there are interests. There are people who are doing it, and it's going really well.
They are. And we've seen evidence of that in our work. Lots of young women pushing the boundaries of social entrepreneurship all over the place. And so that's really great. We need to bring on Her Excellency in just 5 minutes, or actually now 4 minutes. But as we put a close to this conversation, the Skills Hub, the Yota Skills Hub, is now a year since it started operating.
That's right.
In your closing remarks, and this is to both of you, where should we put the most
attention?
Attention, yeah, I like that word. Where should we, if you were in charge of the next 5 years of this vision, where do you think we should focus on more? Should we bring more women? No, let me not give you any apport. So tell us.
Okay, so would you want to take that? Okay. I'm happy to have been a part of the beginning of Youth Skills Up. I had one event here. We were seated in the same forum where I spoke to tertiary students who had aspirations of being in leadership positions, and even young people in general who wanted to do something quite political. It was a little away from the nucleus of agenda that YOTA had. But I brought the idea and it was embraced. The turn-up was amazing. We had, because of COVID, we had some restriction with number capacity. But this is to say that YOTA has done really well. Sometimes the focus of some young people will not necessarily be bent on starting a business. There are some people who have told themselves that I'm not cut out for this. So what opportunities is YOTA creating that will give room for people who are not just interested in running a business or starting a business, but want to build capacity for career escalation or growth in a particular field they've taken themselves in. There are some professionals. There are doctors. There are lawyers. There are people who are doing different things and not necessarily running enterprises, right? So what programs are you going to, and Prosper, this is to you and the team, what kind of programs are you going to create that will make this place a one-stop shop for every young person who is in Ghana, irrespective of your business savviness? Thank you.
To find something in the space. Thank you so much. Joshua?
Yeah, I think excellent point, and I'm going to piggyback on that because you need to focus on capacity building, right? But capacity building for people that will work for entrepreneurs, right? Because that's where the missing gap is. So people that are doing product management, product development, business development, product design, even customer service, those soft skills, because those are the missing gaps. So if for now you have programs, rather than do tech programs that everybody else is doing, move away from that and focus on creating the people that will work for those tech developers that other people are developing. So then we work on a value chain so that I know that if I want to be employable, I'm coming to Skills Hub, because hence the name Skills Hub, right? So you're giving people the skills for them to be employable apart from just creating businesses, right? So that's where I think you need to be.
See, they like it. I think I'm going to use my authority to appoint both of you as honorary advisors of the YOTA Skills Hub. Thank you so much, Esinam. We're very grateful that you could join us. Thank you, Josiah.
It's a pleasure.
We cannot thank you enough. We need to bring on the ambassador. We hope that there can even be some conversation because she's the very engaging type. So thank you so much. Please put your hands together.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel. Thank you, Josiah. Thank you, Esinam. I think that was a very packed session, right? A lot of good information. I'm sure a lot of us have taken note of. At this point, Emmanuel has already done a bit of my work, having introduced the very august person we have in our midst. But I'll just try to give some of us a little sneak peek into who she is. So we have in our midst Her Excellency Jeanet Mason, who is the South African High Commissioner to Ghana. High Commissioner Grace Jeanet Mason is a career diplomat who began her career as a protocol officer in the office of the Regional Minister of Limpopo. She was promoted to Director of Protocol in that office before moving to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Relations, where she eventually became the Deputy Chief of Protocol, working closely with past and current deputy presidents and presidents. The High Commissioner was also seconded for 2 years between 2017 and 2019 as the Chief of Protocol at the Presidency. High Commissioner Grace Mason is a caring and loving mother to 3 daughters and is an unapologetic feminist. Can I hear some unapologetic feminists in the background? Yeah. She believes strongly in the empowerment of women and the girl child. And I think we are all very honored to have you in our midst, Your Excellency. So with a resounding round of applause, can we welcome her to take up, and a standing ovation actually. Can we all be on our feet to give her a wonderful welcome to the stage.
Thank you for that introduction. Unapologetic. I would say unapologetic advocate for women and youth. Absolutely. It is an honor for me to be here. Thank you for the invitation, Emmanuel. I don't know how much I would say your panelists, Josiah and Esinam, has already said half the things that I would like to just share with you. But with all their input, I concur. But I'd like to just start by welcoming you. In South Africa, we say, Sawubona. I'd like to first start, as I commence, to welcome the most important guest, as the youth. You are the power that Africa has. Emmanuel, to the leadership and the management of YOTA, the first anniversary of the Skills Hub and its theme as well for 2022, at the nexus of youth collaboration, ensuring financial sustainability and growth. Aspire, innovate, transform. And that's the conversations that we should have. Young people are innovative. We have the responsibility as leaders to invest and to harness that skill. Mandela said, and I quote, "It always seems impossible until it's done." And the greatest weapon you have as young people is an education. To innovate, to create, and to transform. And transform the Africa that we want. And as part of the African Union Aspirations 6 of Agenda 2063, it speaks about the inclusivity of women and youth. As Africa rises, Africa will rise with its human capital, and that the leaders of our respective nations, South Africa and Ghana, are committed to the development of youth. In the continent, 70% of our population are under the ages of 34. And I was just saying briefly to Emmanuel and Josiah and as well as Jeanet that the opportunities that we have is the youth dividend. If you've got a youth capital of over 60% of the total population on this continent, that is a power base that we have. that you have got over 950 million Africans on this continent that are below the age of 34. And yes, I was also indicating that I think in my heart I still qualify as a youth. I'm just slightly over the threshold of 35, but my heart and my passion is in the development of young people. And as I said, so are the leaders as well. And I'd also like to take this opportunity of thanking the hub managers, the leaders, the ecosystem guests, Paceway project beneficiaries, the skills hub clients, our development partners that we have. Without their finance, it wouldn't be possible. The Princess Trust, international donors, our respective governments, and all the social innovators. Without your financial assistance, skills, it would not be possible. And we look at how resilient you have been as young people. We have just emerged from 2 years that we've been incubated by COVID-19, and we still deal with the aftermath of the pandemic that has disrupted global supply chains. But it has also taught us, and that we should find opportunity in the opportunities that we look at, and as Josiah has said, the opportunities to innovate, iSpace, technology. We are in the fourth industrial revolution, and I had said in the conversation, I would like to see a Silicon Valley in Africa. We have the capabilities, we have the human capital, we have young people that are creating all over this continent. In Ghana, we've got young people that are so innovative, that are creating, and where they sit on the continent, they even have ideas of taking us to space. And we just have the responsibility to invest, to harness the skills and the opportunities that we have, and I think the Skills Hub is doing exactly that, providing a platform that would look at your SMMEs. I'm told by Emmanuel I should also say MSMMEs, and that's what you rightfully are. Young entrepreneurs. How do you access financing? How do you begin to establish your companies, industries? And I would just like to take the opportunity to inform you that there are opportunities that our respective governments are putting in place, but how do we leverage on these opportunities? And as I speak today, the AFDB has had for the week its meetings in Accra at the ICC, and those were the annual meetings. And as I was listening and interacting and listening to the conversations and the inputs and the interventions made by the president of the AFDB, President Adesina, Presidents Nana Akufo-Addo, respective presidents of Mozambique that were here, the president of Tanzania that was here yesterday as well. And on the margins of this week, there were so many interventions that were made. And at the apex of the conversations that the leaders had was youth and women. And as Africa rises, Africa will rise with the inclusivity of youth and women. We cannot leave our women behind. We cannot leave our young people behind. So those were the conversations that our leaders had. And these were inputs. Respective ministries gave their inputs. My Minister of South Africa, Minister of Finance gave the inputs. And I'd also like to indicate the inputs that were made by the Finance Minister, Minister Ofori Otta as well, that we do recognize that on the continent we have over 950 million youth, and that is an opportunity for us to invest, and that is the youth that is the power that this continent has. And I'd also like to just quote the interventions that were made by the president of the AFDB. And he indicated, and I'd like to just to mention some of the interventions and opportunities that were made by the respective heads of state and government that were here for this AFDB meeting. I said they are working on establishing a youth investment bank. And what that means is it will give opportunities to more youth to be trained, to create more job opportunities for themselves. And the project also reinforces the affirmation of the affirmative finance action for women in Africa. And those are some of the opportunities that we should leverage on. And as I spoke about the youth dividend, we have the African Continental Free Trade Area. And as you know, at the helm of the Secretariat is His Excellency, the Secretary General, who's also slightly over the threshold of 34, but who is also passionate about youth, passionate about women, even more passionate about your SMMEs and getting youth in entrepreneurship. And that is the basis of the protocol that is being established by the African Continental Free Trade Area, a protocol on women, youth, and also looking at providing opportunities for your SMMEs, because that's where we would like to take the development trajectory of the continent. Provide skills, provide you with the necessary access to finances that we can then leverage on these opportunities that exist within our nations and especially within the continent, that we leverage on the opportunities that will be provided, and there will be programs that will be rolled out, there will be consultative sessions that will be held by the Continental Free Trade Area to engage young people. And as I'm saying, our African multilateral financial institutions will also be providing financing. So we'll educate you more on access to these opportunities. And of course, what the Skills Hub is doing is also giving you the necessary training that you need, the necessary skills to go into construction, to go into all areas of the economy that we want to see young people in, because you are the next generation. And digitization is an opportunity that you young people do better than us. Everything you do is at the touch of a screen. And those are the opportunities that the Skills Hub will provide for you. I think Joshua has said a lot, and what I also have taken from it is that the opportunities that we had, and post-COVID, what our respective governments are now doing is we are looking at reviving our economies. And if you look at, and I rightfully agree with you, Joshua, if we look at the hubs, that the hubs are not just in Accra, but the hubs are in all other regions. So you don't have a urbanization where you have all the young people coming to Accra, but locate them in their various regions where they are and provide them with the necessary skills as well. And as we talk about the African Union, and the theme for this year is strengthening our resilience in food nutrition. There's so much arable land within Ghana. You talked about the northern region, you talked about the Volta region. I think every region within Ghana has arable land, opportunities, and agriculture and food security is what's going to drive our economies post-COVID. And those are the opportunities that we would want to see young people in. I know there are young people that I talk to in the northern region. Kilson is one of them, there's got Hamid in them, that are getting into farming, to get more young people into agriculture. And I'm just citing this as the opportunities in terms of reviving our economies and food security. And as you look at innovation, you spoke about agri-tech, agrotech, and those are the opportunities where I'd like to see young people leverage on it. The opportunity is now, and as I've said, our respective governments and the commitment by our leaders is to get young people, because this is the power that we have as young people. And our governments, the government of South Africa, and there's a lot that we are doing in South Africa as well, which we will also ensure that we have skills transfer. You are able to come and see what we are doing in South Africa, and vice versa, that we are able to also, and within the continent, see what are the best practices in terms of what we have in South Africa and all provinces as well. Are your startups, to see how effective it is and what it is that it really does for young people. They give you the skills, the necessary skills, that how to open a business, how to go about, what are the necessary skills that you need to open a business, whether you want to go into financing, whether you want to go into construction, or whichever areas of business, that they equip you with the necessary skills, that you know what is required, and also the skills with accessing financing. Of course, that would also assist that as you start up your companies, that we do see a lot of young people, and there are a lot of young people that are into entrepreneurship, into your MSMEs as well. So we leverage on that, the opportunities that our respective governments provide. Like I said, our African multilateral financial institutions that will provide, the Continental Free Trade Area, our respective departments, and we must also commend the government for appointing more youthful, there are deputy ministers. The Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry is slightly or maybe below the threshold, also 34. The Deputy Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture is also 34. And these are young people. And I'm just saying that we will provide you with the necessary skills that you need. It is in our interest and our collective interest as our nations to support you. And as I've said, when you sit with a youth dividend of 950 million Africans that are young, you are the next generation, and we will invest in you. It is in the interest and the development of the continent and in the growth of the continent, just to have young people at the helm for the prosperity and in creating the Africa that we want. An Africa that is prosperous, an Africa that is peaceful, and you are the next generation, and you are the leaders of the next generation. I can go on and on and on the whole evening, Emmanuel, but I'm just so excited to see so many young people. Let's continue having this conversation, access these skills hubs, because they are meant to inspire, they are meant to give you the necessary skills and the opportunities that you need, and we are here to support the initiatives that you make, and at the forefront of everything and at the apex of the agenda of all our leaders is our youth and women. So God bless you, God bless my people and my beautiful country, South Africa, Ghana, and our beautiful and prosperous continent. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Please, can we give her one more round of applause? I think that was a truly powerful speech. One of the take-homes for that speech, directly targeted at we, the young people. Africa will rise with only its human capital, right? And Africa will rise with the inclusivity of youth and women. Great. So these are very strong, powerful words that should resonate with us as we all go home. Her Excellency has been very kind enough to say she's going to take 2 questions from young people. I'm going to decide who is young or not. Yeah. So I'd like a young woman and a young man to come up, just show by hands, and then we can pick you up to come up here and ask Your Excellency any burning question, and she'd be kind enough to address your questions. Yeah, so please make sure your question is on the subject matter, which is just typically around the theme that has been discussed today, right? So you? Okay, and can I have, let me see if I can get a woman. If not, I'll give the chance to another gentleman. Any young lady? Yes, sure, you do. Yes, so please, when you come up, just mention your name and then straight to your question. Try and please keep it brief. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Kera Kweti, a freelance chartered accountant with facts and figures accountant. At the formative stage of our business, a friend of mine recommended Skills Hub by Utah to us, and I walked in here and I was well received, very great customer service, and I was very impressed with the facilities here. I would recommend Skills Hub by Utah to you. We are located at number 195 Foundation Road, East Legon, Accra. Skills Hub, aspire, innovate, transform.
Good evening. My name is Richmond Spencer Anane. My question is on how best the government or the whole of leaders in Africa are going to help the youth. You know, when Her Excellency was speaking, she was like, we have about 70% of the population of Africa being used, I mean, from 30 and below. And when you look at statistics, it speaks that about 60% of them are also below 24. So I just want to ask, what are some of the things that the government and leaders in Africa are putting in place so that these youth, as they are growing up, you know that in the next 20 to 30 years, they will be the ones in the hands of affairs. How are they really grooming them to be in position as they grow? Thank you.
Thank you. That's a good question. Esinam, can we take your question so that Her Excellency can address? Yeah.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. One of the things that I'm very passionate about is collaboration, which is obviously the nucleus of today's conversation. When you consider the growth rate of young people doing things, maybe the demographics favor a lot of South African young people because you have the numbers more than we do. But from what we see on social media, on the internet, there are a lot of very outstanding entrepreneurs or young people doing amazing things. Yet to interact with if you have an economic desk or a department that takes care of such measures and collaborations, but what is your outfit doing to see if we can be able to feed off the benefit of some of your rich, experienced people in South Africa? While I sat down, one of the things that came to mind was a possible collaboration with Skills Hub, do some master trainings for specific entrepreneurs. South African High Commission can bring some people down here, or some people are taken to do some exchange. But there are certain sectors that the South African government or the country is very rich in. So first, is there anything that you're already doing? And if not, are you open? I'm happy to lead the course to see if that can happen, because there's so much we can learn. There's one gentleman who came, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, Vuzi, to do a speaking. He did some masterclass, but there are so many people who Ghanaian young people can learn from in South Africa. Thank you.
Your Excellency, if you could just kindly address.
Thank you. I'll start with the latter question. Yes. You are correct in terms of the demographics of our respective nations. The population of Ghana is about 33 million. South Africa, we're over 60 million in terms of our population. So that's just the difference that we have, as you've mentioned, in our population rates. But with regards to the opportunities, yes, we will begin to see more opportunities for young people. And as I've mentioned, and I will reiterate again, the opportunities in terms of the youth, looking at what we have in South Africa and Ghana, have skills transfer programs where you would have Ghanaians coming to South Africa to come and see what it is that we do in South Africa as we talk about our startups, the opportunities and the centers that we have for young people in South Africa, and just do that skills transfer and offer. And you're correct, Vusi was here 2 weeks ago, and he spoke to young people, and it was an overwhelming traction because that was a masterclass that spoke about some of the opportunities that we provide on the continent, and especially in South Africa as well. But also that we're looking at, and when you do have collaboration with respective governments, we will do it through our respective government institutions, your Department of Youth, the department, Ministry of Youth in Ghana, that we look at engaging other ministries as well. Ministries of higher education, our Ministry of Higher Education in South Africa, that we look at programs that you would want to look at, programs that are tailored in terms of just looking at youth entrepreneurship as well. And when you look digitization, we engage the ministries of communications and digitization, respectively, with the South African Ministry and Communications Department as well. So those are the programs that we will look in terms of just collaborating with South Africa and Ghana, but we will then just have to formalize them, and as we formalize them through our respective government institutions and look at what the opportunities are, and I will then just communicate once we have that in place, what is the opportunities that we can have young people come to South Africa, come and see what the opportunities we have, and vice versa, South Africans coming here, whether we do it through institutions or just have the skills transfer and have those educational study tours to go on. And the whole idea is to just more develop our skills base and look what is it that what are the successes and how it has been done differently, that we can learn from each other. South Africans can learn from Ghanaians in terms of how do we then leverage on the opportunities that are available, go into spaces, iSpace, go into technology, digitization, agro-technology, all of these we will then just sit down, and I will sit down with Emmanuel, and we'll see how to then take the discussion forward. But just to respond to the other question as well, and as I've said, rightfully so, the African Continental Free Trade Area is a catalyst for the development of youth and women and your SMMEs. And as the protocol is established, there will be providing the necessary information, the necessary skills, and access where young people can have opportunities and where to access markets, where to access financing as well. So that primarily is a protocol that would speak to, and I'm speaking continentally now, for the continent, and that is an opportunity that we see young people into regional trade. And the trajectory of the African Continental Free Trade Area is creating one single market, that you can be able to trade with South Africa, and South Africans can trade with Ghanaians to see your goods, your innovative goods, that you have proudly Ghanaian goods that are in our markets, in all sectors, in sectors of creativity, design, proudly Ghanaian, even your chocolates, and Ghanaian chocolates are in our markets in South Africa already. But these are the opportunities that we begin to see as we begin to trade amongst each other. And this is what COVID has taught us, COVID-19, that we begin to look within ourselves, begin to look at the opportunities and become self-reliant, that I can make my goods available and trade them in Johannesburg. We are able to bring in, and of course, there are South African wines that are in all the supermarkets and in all the restaurants, proudly South African wines that are available in Ghana, but to see proudly Ghanaian goods, whether you, to see your fabrics, to see music. We're beginning to collaborate a lot in terms of our culture, and the culture and the heritage between our nations and on the continent is so inextricably linked. We are one people. We share the same common history, culture, and it is time, and we will get there, for Africans to determine our own destinies. And when we begin to determine our own destinies is when we begin to trade amongst each other, share skills amongst each other, attend our universities, and we can only become great if we invest in ourselves. And that's primarily for me the opportunities that are available. Financing, as I've said, through our multilateral financial institutions that are on the continent, the AU, but just to leverage on the opportunities. And I think what is important that we will begin to do, Emmanuel, is to just provide the information and the opportunities. Young people are there. Young people are, and as I was rightfully informed, 60% of the young people on this continent are below the ages of 24. And that is the power base that we have and the human capital that we must invest in. So we'll provide the necessary information and access to opportunities, and we will then harness just these opportunities and invest in it. And that's, for me, the development and the trajectory of our continent is to invest in the youth. So I think I've answered most of the questions, but as I'm saying, I will be available just to provide the necessary skills and see how we can collaborate between South Africa and Ghana and make it tangible. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. So we're just coming to the very tail end of the program. We're just about to wrap up, but we have a very important component where we would want one person who has used the Skills Hub beneficiary to just give us a very short impact story, and by short, I'm giving you one minute to do that, to summarize that. So I'm calling on Nana Boache Ababio Emmanuel of ALX. Please give him a round of applause, please. Just summarize to everyone how the skills have. Yes, please do that.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity. So I was very excited when Prosper called me to share my, we call it beneficiary story or customer story. So ALX Africa, we have a simple mandate. We want to connect 2 million young people to jobs by 2030. So we started, which is very ambitious if you think about it. In Ghana, we're currently training 3,000 software engineers in one of our programs. So I reached out to Prosper and told him we wanted a space, for our first in-person event because we are largely remote. And he was happy about it. We estimated that we were going to get around 30 or 60 people maximum because it was on a Thursday. So it was very exciting that we got over 150 people, we didn't expect that number. And the fact that the Yota team were very flexible, the setup was for 60 people, but they were happy to go down there, get seats, we couldn't even realize that, they had been able to quickly adapt to the situation. And it came at no extra cost. So big ups to Prosper and team for being able to think on their feet. We were so swamped, we didn't know what to do, but they really, really did manage it well. And I'm happy to announce that we are even considering, settling or having some of our software engineers use this space, for their learning. So thank you for the opportunity. And this is an open invitation to all startups and, organizations like ours that are looking for a space that, can think on their feet and are always flexible to these things. So thank you for the opportunity, and we look forward to, doing more business with you. Thank you.
Yes, so thank you very much, Emmanuel. That was really, really brief, but it had a lot of information there. And I think you've done some PR and marketing work for us here at the Skills Hub. A lot of what Emmanuel has said is typically what we deliver here at YOTA, where we are very innovative and creative in trying to support businesses and young entrepreneurs that want a space that needs some guidance as to how they can tweak their programming a little bit to achieve the initial targets that they have. So thank you for mentioning that. And this is just for those of you listening, we are very capable of doing it here at YOTA, where we can work with young people, startups, entrepreneurs who are interested in taking their business to the next level and don't even know where next to turn. I think YOTA is the one-stop shop where you can come in and we can give you the right advice, the right guidance, the right strategy to go about doing whatever you want to do in terms of promoting your business or taking your business to the next step. There's a very interesting exercise that's going to happen in the background as we wrap up, and it's a trivia. We're looking for an opportunity to give those of you who are here a chance to win some goodies. We have some really nice goodies that we want to give out, and we're going to give you a quick trivia. If you can answer a quick question about YOTA, the Skills Hub, the Skills Hub and all of that, we'll put it on here, and because you've already liked our social media handles, once you just go there, you will see the question. This one is about fastest fingers. The one who answers first would be contacted. So what we do is that just let us know whether you know what the answer to the question that is going to be posed is, and you can answer quickly in the comment section. There's a team that is looking at the fastest answer to each of the questions, and then we would contact you, and you can have a very nice goodie from the Skills Hub. All right, so we would also call on, whilst we're doing that, that will be happening in the background, like I said. You can just do that on your phones. Whilst we're doing that, we'll call on Jane Parker, who is Program Manager, International Program Manager for the Princess Trust International, to give us a very short goodwill message here.
Good evening. How am I supposed to follow all of that? Yeah? What an inspirational couple of hours. Just fantastic. I have been working in the youth space for over 35 years. So as you can see, and as the 35 years might tell you, obviously I'm a little bit older than a young person, yeah? However, I am still truly passionate about the value and the potential of young people. And it has been an absolute privilege and an honour over the last 18 months to be working with YOTA. Just an incredible team of young people. Emmanuel and the team, inspirational for me. So Princess Trust International was invited over by the Ghanaian government to run our young people's programs. So the strapline is to educate, I can't remember the strapline, but we work with young people around education, around employment. So educate, employment, and thrive. So we were invited over here. So you could say that Princess Trust International is a funder. However, I believe, and Emmanuel might correct me, I believe we're very much a partnership. So Princess Trust International brings the funds, but I would say we work in partnership with YOTA. It is YOTA and the young people who YOTA work with who define how that money is spent. And I think that is absolutely critical. It is not right that funders should come over here and dictate how money should be spent and set monitoring and evaluation that doesn't fit, to engage with the wrong demographic of people in the wrong way. So what I love about working with Yotta and with Prince's Trust International is that we have a partnership. So we work together, we collaborate. Emmanuel and I have sat in the back of his vehicle on the way back from the meeting, and we have collaborated. We have taken something that was supposed to be one shape and we've made it a completely different shape. By the time we finished that, we had it all worked out, went back to PTI, had a discussion, job done. And as a result, Vibe Check, an incredible success because of the way we were able to work in partnership and really listen to you guys who have the expertise, yeah? Phenomenal. And that we have across the continent, Prince's Trust International works in Rwanda and Kenya and Ghana, and now Nigeria recently. We have 14 partner organisations that we work with. And I can say, hand on heart, that Yotta are up there as the top. And that goes right from Emmanuel throughout the whole team, just inspiring people who have passion, and as I think that young man was called Emmanuel said, that flexibility, that makes something work, that be nimble and agile, and it is absolutely inspiring. So I'm going to finish now because I could just go on, but I just want to say thank you so much for inviting me this evening. It's been wonderful to meet you, Your Excellency. Thank you very much. Inspirational lifting to everybody, and I hope to continue our work with Yotta for many years in the future, so thank you.
Thank you very much.
From the Skills Hub at Utah, share office space. This is a very beautiful office space, beautiful colors. It gives you so much ideas when you are working. They provide free Wi-Fi. It is very, very affordable. They have a nice kitchen space. You can have your lunch as well as a beautiful washroom. And what I like about the Skills Hub at Utah is that the office space, there's little to no disturbances, so you get your work done quickly. And so, yeah, I recommend Skills Hub at Utah office space to everybody, those who want to organize events. If you have meetings, you need a space to have your meetings in, or work as an entrepreneur, this is the perfect place for you. It's on the Bangladesh Road, so you won't miss it. It's a very tall building, so yeah.
Yes, it's a very tall building. Yeah, thank you so much, Jane, for that. Thank you for that. Those comments you made. At this point, we would be inviting OB the guitarist, but before we do that, a very important assignment that she needs to leave for, we would want to, on behalf of the whole group, say a wonderful thank you to you. I think you have graced this occasion with not just your presence, but with some of the very strong, powerful, resonating comments that you have made. And it's been a pleasure. I think I speak on behalf of everybody that it's been a pleasure to have you around. And we're really grateful for making this time to be with us. Thank you so much. I know this will not be the end. I'm going to tell Emmanuel that we should ask for more from you, more of this kind of collaboration. So if we can all be Sure. So before Her Excellency leaves, she's been kind enough again to give us some time to take some photographs. So I will do it in a particular order so that we have some kind of organization to it. So what we'll do is that we'll just have Your Excellency, please, you and Emmanuel will take a photograph, and then the guest. Then we have a very wonderful frame. Yes, that we would like for you to pose beautifully with. Yes. So that would be with Her Excellency. Yes. So Her Excellency will take a picture of herself alone first, and then the rest of us can join in the order that I would be doing. Great. So we can have Emmanuel, Jane, Josiah, and then Esinam. The photographer should be telling us how we should stand. Please make sure I come in the background. And then yes, if there's anybody in the crowd that would want to take a shot with everyone is invited. Just that I'll be cutting the numbers down. Anyway, anyone who wants to take a shot, can we have Eric, Prosper, Gideon of Utah joining, and myself. Yes, Alfred. Yeah. Your Excellency, thank you so much for coming. So, Obi the guitarist is going to give us a very short musical interlude. And while we are at it, so let me just give Max. Max wants to say some wonderful things about the Skills Hub, but I can't say exactly what he wants to say. So if you can come up, Max Kujo, and just tell us how brilliant the Skills Hub has been for you.
I'm just a regular user of the Skills Hub.
Hello. Please, can we settle down a little bit? The program is not done yet. Please. Yep, sure.
Evening, everyone. Like many of you, or some of you, I think I'm a regular user of the Skills Hub. Very convenient place to come and work. So I would encourage for you guys to come in and use the Skills Hub if you can. But we've talked about bigger picture, we've talked about vision, etc. But one of the things I did want to mention is that in the background, the guys downstairs are doing a heck of a job to keep this place running. And I just wanted to give a big shout out to Prosper and his team. So big round of applause for Prosper. I don't know where he is. He actually just ran out of the room. But so big thanks to them because they're making this happen and they're making this place work day in, day out during the week. So, yeah.
All right, thanks so much, Max. Thanks so much. So guys, Obi, would take us through some beautiful music. Before we would have the closing remarks from Eric. So Eric, if you're around, just be prepared. So Obi,
wanna be with you, but you know they got enough time for me. I wanna live with you. I get the reason why I can't let go. Yeah, you never know, say I come cross. Man, them suffer to find your love. And yeah, you never know, say I come cross. Man, them suffer to find your love. Yeah, you never know, say I come cross. Man, them suffer to find your love. Yeah, you never know, say I come cross. Man, them suffer to find your love. Sugar cane sweet, but your love is sweeter. So blue juice mixed with a little ginger. Oh girl, I wanna be with you, but you know they got enough time for me. I wanna live with you. I get the reason why I can't let go. Yeah, you never know, say I come cross up. Man, them suffer to find your love. And yeah, you never know, say I come cross up. Man, them suffer to find your love. Yeah, you never know, say come cross up. Man, them suffer to find your love. You never know, see I come cross up. Man, them suffer to find your love. You I go follow and I hope you know, say you do like Doro, what you do. Your body type, what be the matter now your vibe? I be the one for you, come put it, go, come put it. Don't really have to be the one to go, and nobody fine like you. Be the one for you, and I feel like I've known you my whole life, baby. Feel like I need you in my life. Nobody be tell me otherwise. Please, baby, would you be mine? And I feel like I've known you my whole life. Feel like I need you in my life. Nobody be tell me otherwise. And everybody knows say, I'm on me, I know they lie. I'm on me, I'm on me, hey, I'm on me, I'm on me, hey, I'm on me. And everybody knows say, I'm on me, I know they. I pick up the cause. Baby, sorrow, girl. I be the one for you, come put it, come put it, my body on you, your body on me, sweet as shit on. Baby, now you want that day on, simply because I feel like I've known you my whole life. Feel like I need you in my life. Nobody be tell me otherwise. Please, baby, would you be mine? And I feel like I've known you my whole life. Feel like I need you in my life. Nobody be tell me otherwise. And everybody knows say, I'm on me, I know they lie, I'm on me, She said I can no more pretend. You don't scatter my defense. Little things for the end. Swear you go like me. Can I be your man? That friend we know relent. Baby doing all the things you like. Temperature rising. You be my queen, I don't need no booze. It's a love song, I don't need no blues. You be my sugar, I don't need no juice. Baby, loving you is a must. And what time we're done, girl, I have no clue. From a distance, girl, I'm feeling you. Steady on the grind, I've been making a move. Cause I want to satisfy ya. Cause you my medicine, girl. Oh, baby, you are. You're my remedy, When you wake up for morning, I don't wanna lose you. Hey, yeah, I go there by your side. I go there. Cause you my medicine, girl. Oh, baby, you are. You my remedy, When you wake up for morning, I don't wanna lose you. Hey, yeah, I go there by your side. Yeah, we can never go wrong. Me no go use your body play. I don't go easy do this wrong. I don't want to go do it young. You know it's so I need no one else. Nobody else can take your throne. Whenever you need, call my phone. I'll be your superman, you'll be my queen, I don't It's a love song, I don't need no blues. You be my sugar, I don't need no juice. Whatever, don't get I have no clue. From a distance, kid, I'm feeling you. Steady on the grind, I've been making move. Someone satisfy ya. Cause you my medicine, girl. Oh, baby, you are. You my remedy, oh. When you wake up from morning, I don't wanna lose you. Hey, yeah, I go deep by your side. Only.
Thank you very much.
Obi, don't go yet, right? Obi, don't go yet. What we're going to do is that we'll let Eric give a quick closing remarks for the day. Those of you who want to quickly go home, you might, but we are trying to encourage that you stay around and network. We have some snacks outside too as well. So once Eric is done, you can take some snacks, network with a lot of people around here, and still listen to the beautiful music that Obi will be giving us through. So Eric, yeah.
Right. You know, when they say closing remarks, it means we have closed, right? But thank you, Obi, for coming. And I want to say a special thank you to all of you for coming. I'm seeing faces that I saw a year ago, and faces that I saw 6 months ago and 3 months ago. And you've all been a fantastic part of the Skills Hub journey, especially the Skills Hub chat. And it's amazing to see how we're growing. And with your support, I believe you're going to go higher and higher. And so for taking the time off to be here, Charlie, give yourself a round of applause. We really appreciate the support, the patronage, and all of that. This guy sitting here is a silent user of the Skills Hub. He just comes in quietly and goes. And it's fantastic to see how things are moving on. So for Paceway participants, for Skills Hub users, and for all our patrons, a real big appreciation and big ups to all of you. The program has just begun. The real program, you know, we finished with the talking and then the stuff. Now is the networking bit. So, Charlie, grab your snack, say hi to somebody, at least get a number. There are a lot of men than women. It doesn't matter. What you need to do is you need the connection that will connect you to the next job and the next job. There's a guy sitting at the back. He's a painter. His name is Isaac. He needs jobs. He's getting contract and he wants more. Because what he does is that when he gets one contract, then he gets the other guys around him and they are doing the work in there. And so Paceway participants network, all of you network, and let's see how we take it to the next level in there. So thank you for coming, and the party is beginning, right? So Obi, which number is coming next? All right, thank you, and have a very good evening. God bless you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Eric. We'll still leave you in the hands of Obi. Obi will take you through some beautiful music. Obi.
Multi-purpose Skills Hub is supporting young people seeking opportunities to build their dream businesses, gain decent work, and transform their lives. The Skills Hub offers incredible services for next decade. These services include youth enterprise services, where we support youth to start, grow, and sustain their businesses. Our incubation and acceleration services come with priority access to curated library, mentoring and coaching, as well as business advisory services at the Skills Hub, youth employment services, preparing youth for work and innovative supportive services, and facilities providing events and meeting spaces with customizable seating capacity of 5 to 65, co-working space for young entrepreneurs who may not have office space to operate, high-speed internet cafe, a copy center and others, special packages for the most sought after entrepreneurship skills, employability skills, life skills and financial literacy for individuals and organizations. The Skills Hub is open to every young person who wants to land their dream jobs or contracts. It's time to take charge of your future. Now visit the Skills Hub at Toyota Building at American House Traffic